Greetings, humans! Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. That's right, people. It is YouTube's #1 show by a bear, your emotional support animal, and a great, big James Bond fan, people. Boy, oh boy, do we got a barn burner for you people tonight here. We've got, on repeat, it might seem, but it is going to be the Thunderball watch-along. Had a little shenanigans the last time, thanks YouTube. But we've got it all figured out, people, and we are going to give you, oh, so great of a show here tonight. Give it just a moment. Live show here while we bring a couple people in. Then we'll get started. I will leave a link down below to let you know about 5 minutes or so once we get started. But I want to say hello to everybody out there, including our good friend P-Money. He's going to be around, not watching. Well, as long as you're here with us in spirit, P-Money. And Amy as well. Great to have all of you here, people. All of you here with us here. You might have seen us. Let's see. Was it this one? We had this one the last time. YouTube struck us down, but we will not be struck down for long. We're going to come back better and stronger than ever. A month and a half late. We said that it was a Christmas movie. James Bond was a Christmas movie. I have an addendum to that, people. I want to say it is a Valentine's movie. Thunderball, secretly a romance movie. You would never know, but James Bond does a lot of the romance in the film here. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for that. Great to have you here as well, Amy. Just a quick overview of what we have going on here with Thunderball. If you have not seen it before, I brought it up. I looked it up here. Oops, wrong one. We might be having some of that tonight. I've tried the best that Bear can to stitch all this together. I got a little duct tape wrapped around it as well. We're going to try our best here. But Thunderball from 1965. Holy moly. It is the 4th James Bond installment. Finding the world threatened with destruction. Yet again, by those evil specters. Sean Connery's 4th turn as the indestructible Agent 007 finds him in pursuit of Largo, Spectre's mastermind. Well, number 2, really. Largo is hijacked 2 atomic warheads at a NATO jet during a NATO training mission and threatens to nuke England or America. If $280 million, he's lowballing it, really. Not paid by the British by a certain date. Gosh dang it, it is. Why? Okay. Based on original screenplay here, people, by Jack Whittingham, and the original story by Kevin McClory and Jack Whittingham and Ian Fleming. Interesting background. What's going on here is Ian Fleming was trying to get James Bond made as a movie. Originally, it was bought out, I think, by CBS, if Bear remembers correctly. And they showed the very original Casino Royale. Didn't do too well. Ian Fleming just kept going at it. He teamed up with this gentleman, Kevin McClory. They decided on Thunderball to make a Thunderball James Bond. It was slightly different. Kevin McClory had a couple different ideas. But essentially, it was the same as what we're going to see here tonight. They were going to go through that. Kevin McClory was a big producer. It didn't work out. So Ian Fleming ended up going on his own, actually writing the book, Thunderball. I did not give credit to Kevin McClory. So little shenanigans going on there. Ended up teaming up with Eon Productions. They made Dr. No, we've seen. They did From Russia with Love, which we've also done. And just recently, as well, Goldfinger. So this is the 4th movie. By that time, Kevin McClory, he's like, gosh dang it, I want to get in on that James Bond action. And so he was brought in as a producer. A whole big deal. He ended up suing Ian Fleming and claimed credit to Spectre and a number of the James Bond villains that we have. he ended up making many years back, or after the original Thunderball. He kept the rights. I don't know if many of you've seen. Came out with a movie called Never Say Never Again, which is essentially Thunderball. They brought back Sean Connery back in the 80s, brought him back, and changed a couple things here and there, but otherwise, it was the same movie. So, P-Money, Bear had the idea here. He really had the idea. Since we're doing Thunderball again, I was forced to do Thunderball again. You know, I had it in the back of old Bear's mind here of saying, yeah, we're going to do Thunderball, and then end up just showing Never Say Never Again and seeing if anybody noticed the difference. I'm not going to do that, people. I'm not going to do that to you people here today. I just wanted to make mention of that here. I thought it was kind of funny. It would make a good April Fool's joke, but here we are right after Valentine's Day, and really, I mean, we got to celebrate Thunderball being a romantic movie here. So let me just bring this up. If you haven't already, go ahead, get your players ready here. Bear's actually got the Apple version of the movie here. I'm going to, if I can turn it on here, I'm going to play it. We're just going to play just maybe the introduction here, because that's what Bear got the last time. So we're going to play that, and then we're going to go into essentially the slideshow. So if you're watching along, might be a couple seconds fast, might be a couple seconds slow. Just essentially, we're in the same scene together, and if you don't have the movie, you can see what's kind of going on. You're not going to be able to hear anything, but you'll be able to see what is going on. Great to have Melissa here as well. There we are. Finally got everybody in action here. Yes, indeed. Which, by the way, Bear took Amy and Melissa's advice on doing a thing with Mike Miller. So we'll look forward to that here coming up. But let me get everything started here. Get everything situated. We're going to be starting, it might be about 5 seconds after the introduction here. Got a kind of a logo, so we'll do that. We'll get the logo going, and then it'll go straight into it. So let me get the countdown started here. We are at 8:10 in the evening. So let me go ahead, count it down here, people. We're going to count it down from 5. We're going to count it down from 4, people. I'm going to be counting it down from 3. I hope you're getting ready here. Finger on the trigger. I'm going to be counting it down from 2. We're going to be counting it down from 1. And we're going to hit play. And hopefully everything works. Yeah, everything works. There it is. Let's bring it up so you people can see it here. 1 second here. Let me get to it. And then we got to get into the actual thing that Bear has here. So there we go. There's the James Bond. Let me see if I can hear what's going on. There we are. Actually, Sean Connery. This is his very first introduction, where they did the sort of shooting barrel that they have there. It was usually a what am I trying to say here? A stunt double that usually did it. It was the first time that that Sean Connery did it, because they ended up doing it in a wider screen format. So he ended up having to do it here. So there we are. All right, you guys watch that. I am going to pour Bear a nice martini. 1 second here, people. Ah, delicious martini. It couldn't be a James Bond movie without a martini. Hope you've got your martini ready to go. Here we are. Oh, that's going to look good. Here we are. There we go, people. So James Bond's at a funeral. They're always trying to kill James Bond at the very first part of the film here. So once again, tricking everybody thinking that James Bond is dead. No. It's another JB. Another JB after all, people. Uh-oh. Did I pause it? Oh, gosh dang it, people. Somehow I paused it. Gosh dang it. There we go. I apologize. It might be a second behind. Sorry about that. Them's the breaks sometimes, people. Them's the breaks. Here you go. All right. All right, Amy, Melissa, P-Money maybe as well. Here we go. Here we are. Nice martini for you. Cheers to all of you people. It's a dirty martini. Maybe not James Bond approved, but it's definitely bear approved. There we are, people. Ah, so delicious. Dirty martini. Bam! James Bond. Taking out the lady. Very first, probably one of the very first movies that dealt with trans issues back in the day. So, very progressive. Definitely very progressive. So we were talking about the stunt doubles that were doing the original barrel logo at the very beginning of the movie. This gentleman here that's in the dress, he was one of the stunt doubles that did the barrel sequence way back when, before Sean Connery took it over. So there we go. And I like it. It's a good fight. I like the fight in this. P-Mike says, still can't tell if it's a man or a woman. That's not very ladylike, says Amy. That's true. That is definitely true here, people. I like the fight, though. I thought that was a good fight. Here you go. Here's some flowers. Love it. Now, this is back 1965. This is an actual jetpack that he's on. This isn't CGI. They only had like 2 guys in the world that can fly them. It says we need one of them for James Bond. And they were actually shooting this right after they shot Goldfinger. So this was on the press tour over in Europe, over in France. So they actually had a couple pickup shots here at the... he had already had the Aston Martin that he was driving around, so they just used this in this shot to start the next movie with. Pretty cool. Thank goodness nobody found that jetpack on the roof that he left there. Very convenient. He was looking ahead, P-Money. Definitely looking ahead here. There we go. All right, I hope I can continue here through the intro, and then we got to cut it out, people. I apologize, but I got to keep the great Tom Jones in. Well, every walk, dun 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 dun. He asks, while others just walk, just talk. I mean, whatever. I'm going along with it. He looks at this world and wants it all. I probably lost more viewers singing. Like Thunderball. Although not many people have heard bears sing before. Maybe the Jamboree Bears, but that's about it. So a guy dressed up as Lady hiding at James Bond's funeral. Well, it wasn't his funeral. It was another JB. And then James Bond beats him up and escapes by jetpack. You're right, Amy. You're right. It's a great introduction to a very romantic movie. That's right. James Bond loves the ladies. Unless he's punching them. But that was a dude. That was actually a dude in ladies' dress. Thank you, P-Money. Thank you so much. They were going to go with Shirley Bassey, again, to do this song. They needed somebody a little bit more American. They went through a couple people. One of them was going to be Johnny Cash. I'm not so sure about a Johnny Cash James Bond song, but that was one. That was one that they were going to do. Oh, that's a good martini. I gotta say. Anyways, once again, cheers, everybody. Clink. You can see it's like halfway finished. Oh, beer's gonna be snockered by the end of the movie tonight. I hope I can keep everything in order. That's the hope. That is the hope. And by the way, if you're watching this later on the archive, Bear appreciates you so very much. Appreciate everybody out there on the archive doing just bang up work. Bang up stuff there. Thunderball. Yeah. There you go, Kevin McClory. They had to put him in. Otherwise, there was going to be a big lawsuit. Big old lawsuit happening, man. Yep, the Ghost of Matacumba Key. Yes, indeed, Ghost of Matacumba Key. Great stuff. All right, I got to switch it off here. Switch it off here and go. Oops, why did it? Hold on. Gosh dang it, what's going on here? And of course, the first thing that goes wrong. All right, let's see. Can I skip? No, it's not skipping. 1 second here, people. I apologize. It shouldn't be on this picture. Maybe it should be. Hold on. Okay. We'll figure it out. I'll leave it on there for Amy. She loves the kitties. A kitty, it's so cute. That's what you want to hear in a James Bond movie. Oh, look at the kitty, it's so cute. I told you the movie's for the ladies tonight, so there we go, people. There we go. I don't know why it's doing this. We'll see. We'll see if this... It should work. I don't know why it's not working. Jacques Bouvard. That was the JB. Jacques Bouvard. Oh, there it goes. It finally moved. Okay. There we go. All right, let me grab the movie so I can watch along. That's kind of the point here, people. P-Money says the next Bond villain should have a pet hamster. Slightly less villainous. Slightly less villainous. You know, Spectre, I mean, they got a nice lair, I gotta say. I mean, that's a pretty nice lair for a bunch of villains out there. You know, it's not like these days where, you know, any NGO can get billions of dollars from the USAID. They had to work hard for this, people. Extorting, ransom, terrorism. I mean, they did it the old-fashioned way, people. But they did it with class. And I tell you, that's not easy. Building a secret lair in downtown Paris. You know, they got the in with the unions out there. Look out, dude. Quite shocking. Quite shocking, people. Well, I hope you all are able to follow along here. Once again, I can't show the actual movie because YouTube would strike Bear. But that's all right. We'll do it our own way. Adolfo Asili as Largo, a.k.a. number 2 here. He's the one with the eye patch. You know he's a bad guy because he's got an eye patch. At the health clinic. That's my cue. I hope this works. All right, there we go. So like a good third of the movie takes place in a hospital. I don't know what the deal is with it. It was in the book. It was in Never Say Never Again. So they must have loved hospitals. Or nurses, one or the other. He didn't like him at all. The widow? What? Huh? That's crazy. Ah, good stuff. Now, on yogurt and lemon juice, I never got that. He's going to spank Moneypenny over yogurt and lemon juice. I'm not really sure how that works. Not quite sure how that works, people. Must be an English thing. I'm kind of hung up on the yogurt and lemon juice, people. I have no idea what's going on there. Maybe it's a spy thing. You never know. I do like in the beginning here where they do a lot of spy work. Kind of back and forth with it. It's almost like Spy versus Spy. You know, the old Mad magazine cartoon that they had there. But that's interesting. I like it. P-May says, I'm always intrigued. Moneypenny encourages sexual harassment in the workplace. With yogurt and lemon juice. I don't know how that works. A oui? A oui? He must be French. Oops. Ah, gosh dang it. I'm off somehow. I apologize, people. I don't know why it's... Sometimes it's a little off. Bear got his times off a little bit here. Anyways, there is the masked man looking after. I think a lot of Metal Gear Solid 5 kind of takes inspiration from this movie. It's kind of interesting. You know, the people who are not who they think they are and wrapped up in masks and everything. Interesting. See, I told you people it was a romance movie. You didn't believe me. You said, Thunderball, come on, man. That's an action movie. It's not a romance movie. No, it is. It's a romance movie. Motorized traction table. That's what you want. They had some hackery back in the 1960s. Not like today, where a simple mask can stop the flu. We know what we're doing nowadays. It's a romantic horror movie, says P-Money. It could be. Especially this next scene here, where he gets kind of strung out. Or stretched out, I should say. I have no idea how this is supposed to help him whatsoever. Like, yeah, we're gonna stretch your back out. Well, I got hit in the back. I'm kind of bruised back there. I'm not really sure that stretching out is gonna, really help out here. Not sure at all, but then of course they have the "we're gonna kill you with this machine" setting. I'm not sure about that one either. Kind of looks like Bond's humping the table, too. He wants to be taller, says P-Money. Well, that's one thing. You go in for the one thing, you get a side benefit, I suppose. Look out, James! I mean, he could have just, killed him right there, I mean, he's all kind of strapped into the table. He wasn't going anywhere. No, we're gonna kill him by stretching him out. That's diabolical, really. Must be 6 inches taller, he says. And about an inch downstairs as well. Now, a lot of people get up in arms about this next bit here. And I can see as well. Bear can see as well here. I mean, like, really, I've got questions like, what makes a Turkish bath different from a regular bath? I mean, I have no idea what maybe they have Turkish fellas in there. I'm not sure. Not really sure. And of course, people might say James Bond does the thing with the lady here, but that's okay. See you later, alligator, he says. Alligator. Oops. Did I miss it? Hold on. Ah, no, I didn't miss it. Whew. And also, apparently, the nurse does not wear underwear to work. So, maybe that's it. It's so hot in that bath you can cook a turkey, says Peabody. Interesting. I like that. Again, he could have just killed the guy right there, but they're playing hijinks on one another. It's almost like high school. Yeah, except for your spies and you want to kill each other. Other than that, just like high school. Molly Peters plays the nurse here as, I forget, nurse something or another. I should have written that down, people, but I didn't. And, of course, the lovely Luciana Podolski playing as Fiona here. She was supposed to play as Domino. She had read for the part. It just didn't work out for her, so they ended up creating the villainess. I would suppose one of the first villainy in the James Bond. Unless you count Pussy Galore. Although she got turned at the end. But yeah, Luciana did an excellent job here as Fiona. I thought she did really well. I'm sure P-Money has at least a +1, probably a +2 on that dress there. Ciao. Wait. Oh my god. It's the dude that looks like me. Ah! I'm so glad the highly poisonous gas could be defeated by a simple cloth around your face. Maybe we should have done that with the Wu Flu. Highly deadly and contagious gas that we have here, but let's just put a cloth over your mouth. It'll be fine. No problem. So they're switching out the pilot from the NATO with one of their own Spectre fellas there. But he has the bright idea of asking for more money. It's like, I'm going to rip you people off. I think it's a great idea to rip off Spectre. Not so sure that's a great idea. Not so sure at all. I'm not really sure what his plan here was. Yeah, I'm going to come in at the last minute and demand more money. And hopefully they give it to me. I'm not sure how that is going to work out, but whatever. Yeah, you better have his money ready. I mean, technically he has nuclear bombs, so he could just kind of fly wherever he wants, but Yeah, a couple grand. Yeah, I'll take the couple grand here. Sure. Not sure really if that's going to work out the best, but we'll find out here, people. We'll find out together. Oh, indeed. No, a training mission with nuclear weapons. No biggie. You know, everyday training flight. Not a problem. Slap on a couple nukes. Fly around. Show off those Ruskies what we're really after. What could go wrong? Really, what could go wrong? You never know. How many nuclear bombs does he have? 2. He's got 2 bombs, P-Money. They're actually quite large. Again, they made this back in the They wrote the novel back in the late 50s. This is 1965, so they just kind of show them as very large bombs. He's been rubbing her back for like the longest time too. The other guy went, he went to the airbase there. He sat through the meeting, suited up, took off. I mean, James Bond was still rubbing that back, man. That's why it's a romance movie, people. Romance movie. Maybe they were having a sale, says Amy. Maybe that's true. Buy one, get one free nuclear weapons. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? So they got to pull the old switcheroo here. One dead body for the other. I mean, good thing they don't take fingerprints or, blood samples. They didn't have DNA testing back then. Dental records. Just his face. It's fine. He kind of sort of... That's actually pretty good plastic surgery. You're making the bee look like another person. I guess Spectre has a really good health plan. Not a good retirement plan, not at all. But pretty good health plan over there at Spectre. In addition to the lair that you get to check out. Pretty cool. Look out, James! Wow, says Peabody, I expected behind the curtain he'd find the Wizard of Oz. Nope, he just found a dead body. Of a French guy. Typical. So there's like 3 people in this scene. Or 3 villains, I should say. But he only takes out the one guy. Not really sure how that worked out. Like, what about the guy with the gun and the other guy that was there? No? He's just going to take out the one guy and they're going to be like, yeah, let's let him be. Let's let him be. We're not going to hassle him after this point, man. It's too much hassle, as it were. So they switched out the body. They had a guy that was getting facial reconstruction. He's there now. There he is. He's hanging out in the bomber with the bombs. And the actual guy that's supposed to be there, he ended up dead. So they switched him out. And now Spectre plan is coming together, people. It's coming together. very easily. You know, if the one guy just kept eating the sandwich, you know, and never put on the mask, none of this would have happened. All it took was the one co-pilot guy not eating the sandwich. Everything would have been fine. But no, I guess they had to finish the sandwich and put the mask back on, for crying out loud. Ay, people. All right, what do you people have to say so far? Let me bring you guys in here. See what's going on. In the 1960s, you had your face reconstructed. How would you get your original face back? Yeah, I guess he's like dead set on going deep undercover at that point. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, like I said, you know, maybe Spectre has a great health plan that they had there, and you know, you get 2 face transplants, and the third one's free. So you know, maybe you could look like you know, I don't know, Tom Jones or somebody like that. You can look like James Bond. You know, that's what they should have did. They should have just made him look like James Bond. And that way, they could have gotten away with it. But nope, they had to find some pilot out there, for crying out loud. All right, pardon me. Let me grab another sip of the old martini here. Ah, delicious. Delicious martini, people. If you're going to be watching a James Bond film, you better have a martini close by. Doink. Yes, I know a plane is crashing, and I am drinking a martini. That's how it rolls, people. That's how we roll here. All right, where am I? Hold on one second. Let's see, where are we? Oh, we lost Obama with 2 nuclear weapons. Oh, it's going to be... P-Money, would that be a spot of bother? You know, if you lost 2 nuclear weapons... I mean, wouldn't that tussle somebody's hair? Get everything into the air immediately. It's a priority. P-Money says, I'm at work. I wish I could have a drink like that right now. Well, I will drink for both of us, P-Money. Definitely drink for both of us. All right, where are we at? Thing with the thing. Oh, okay. We're almost there. Let me, hold on. Got to salute old P-Money here. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? There we are. There we go. There we go. Switch on the old underwater landing lights. Because that's what you want your nuclear bomber filled with nuclear weapons to land on, is the water. Good times, people, good times. All right, let's get back to it. Where are we? There we are. No, not, oh, for crying out loud, I thought I'd get rid of this. Go to the next one. There we go. There we are, people. But yes, P-Money, it is a delicious martini. And I got my my olive in there as well. It's garlic. Garlic stuffed olive. P-Money says, depends on what model of nuke was lost. Was it a name brand or a no-name brand nuke? Well, you know, I don't know. I don't know if they go to department stores to buy nuclear weapons, but yeah, you know, I would say it's a name brand. You know, they just didn't seem too hot and bothered. I don't know if that was the classic English, you know, stiff upper lip type situation there, but you know, hey, we lost a nuclear bomber. No worries. Is it tea time yet? I'm sure they were worried about tea time. Definitely worried about tea time. Look out, man. Look out. So luckily the bomber landed intact on the water. And actually had his landing gears down where he could like land on the, on the ocean bottom there. Unfortunately, he's stuck in his chair. Gosh dang it. Those Spectre, they know everything. Watch out, Largo! Oh my god! Man, that's cold-blooded. He just cut off his oxygen. And stole the nuclear codes. That's not too cool, Largo. Now, all he had to do was just, use the ejector seat. There's two handles right there. Just pull the two handles, and you literally have an ejector seat right there that will take you out. And, whatever. He's dead. He's dead. They are wrapping up loose ends here, people. Not going to have any loose ends. Not Spectre. He doesn't want to get electrocuted like that other guy. He says, I'm keeping my eye on the ball. My one eye on the ball. I got to keep it on the ball here. There's the nukes. They're huge. Now, a lot of this was brand new in 1965. The idea of, your own personal submarine that you get to float around in. Not too many people had those back then. So you were a bad arse if you had your old submarine that you could steal nuclear weapons with. Nobody had any idea. Careful with that. Don't knock it around. You want to be really careful when you're stealing nuclear weapons. Handle like eggs, as they say. Thump. It's really nice that they have these, ratcheting clanks that allow you to bring down the nuclear weapon into your submarine. That's pretty cool. I like that. I mean, not a great idea, but there you go. So they're going to cover up the airplane and make their escape in the submarine, people. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Alright, let me get where am I at here? Okay, there we are. So there they are. They're hiding the airplane underneath the water. I guess a knife works better underwater than a gun. Well, you'll see later, P-Money. They're going to go spear fishing. But yeah, a knife works pretty good underwater. Ah, that's a good martini. Man, oh man. I'm drinking for the both of us, P-Money. So you better be thankful as well of what a great martini Bear is drinking. For this romantic movie. I mean, listen, hey, if Avatar can be, a love story, then so can Thunderball as well. Which Thunderball was actually one of the biggest Bond films of all time until I believe Spectre. No, what was the one before that? Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. Anyways, until just recently, Thunderball ended up making like $1 billion at the box office over time. So that did really well. Did really, really, really well. Laboratory. It's a good thing that they have these little containers for the nuclear bombs on board. That's pretty smart of Spectre. I mean, not everybody in a yacht has one of those. I love the fade wipe. Except for they do it way too many times. It's like you had a great fade wipe and then you did it again. Why? Why? Gosh dang it. Number 2 to number 1. Number 2 to number 1. There you go, Amy. There's your kitty. Okay. Oh, where am I? Hold on one second. Gotta do the thing with thing. There we are. A licensed troubleshooter, says James. Licensed troubleshooter. There you go. Emphasis on the shooter. Another time, another place, baby. Another time, another place. So the old Aston Martin. I think this is the last time we see the Aston Martin. And of course, this guy's such a genius. He's on the left-hand side trying to shoot James Bond, who is driving on the right-hand side. Not sure how that works out in old jolly England, but there you are. Oh my God! It blew up the frickin' car, man. Which this was all practical effects. This was not computer generated or anything like that. The stunt driver jumped out right before it exploded. He tuck and rolled right before it exploded and got out of the car. They're all wondering, oh my God, did we kill our stunt guy? Like, no, he's still alive. Still alive. The car, not so much. Not so much on that car, man. But yeah, he jumped out right before it happened. Oops. There we go. The Home Secretary. Oh my God. Ken Adams doing a great job here with the set design. This just looks terrific here. I mean, the 00 branch is supposed to be kind of this nonchalant, working in kind of a downtown office building. Not supposed to know them from, the insurance people next door or something like that. Then they got this giant freaking conference room that they have here. Peabody, what the hell is a home secretary? I have no idea what a home... They make him like a big deal. It's like, oh, the prime minister's a little too busy for 2 nuclear weapons. I'm going to send the home secretary instead. It's like, who? What? A home what now? I mean, that's like 2 strikes against you. Home and secretary. It should be a lady, but it's like an old dude. I don't know what's going on here. Well, where's the Prime Minister, Mr. Home Secretary? Huh? Probably one of the first times that we ever see all of the 00s together, which I think is kind of interesting. Sir John, now's your time, man. You've been waiting all this time. He's like, dude, I got a map that you've never seen before. It's freaking huge. Look at this map, yo. Giant map. Been working hard on this. Usually watch movies in here, but now we finally get to show the map. Oh, that's it? That's it, St. John. Your whole life. Man, he's like, I finally got to show the map, yo. I mean, it could have been smaller, but nah, I got to make it big. It's a giant room, though. I'm saying it's a giant room, people. A giant room. Bear's very impressed. That's the name of the movie. Thunderball's the name of the movie, people. There we go. James Bond has ideas. He's got plenty of ideas. Dun 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 dun. Canada? You're sending James Bond to freaking Canada? Nobody wants to go to Canada. It's like, screw that. I want to go to the Bahamas instead. Look at hot chicks on the beach. I mean, if the world's going to end, you might as well end it right. No, he's following a lead, people. I mean, really, if you think about it, James Bond is, searching for love. He went to a funeral. He just got out of the hospital, probably not feeling the best right now. And hey, I see this lovely young lady in the Bahamas. Maybe I should go check her out. So I say it is a romance movie, people. Romance. By the way, the great Bernard Lee is M. Great Bernard Lee is M, people. Yes, indeed. The old man, you say? The old man. One of Bear's complaints is the movie's a little bit long. Like, it just starts to get going here, like after about an hour here. What are we up to? We're 43 minutes. 43 minutes. So finally getting to the good stuff here. In more ways than one, people. More ways than one. But glad to have all of you here on our Thunderball watch along. As we go down into the sea. It's February. It might be cold where you're at. But you can stay warm, bundle up, watch a nice movie from the Bahamas. They're down there scuba diving and everything, and maybe falling in love as well. Right after Valentine's Day, people. This would be Claudine Auger as Domino. She was, I believe, either Miss France or Miss Universe. I didn't write it down here, people, but beautiful lady. They ended up, she was supposed to be in the movie Italian. They ended up changing it up and making her French. Well, her character French. She was already French. They ended up having to dub a little bit of her dialogue there. But other than that, I think she did a really great job. She did all of her own stunts. They joke about her swimming, but she did all of her own stunts here. I thought that was really good. I had to leave for a minute and came back and thought, wait, is Bear stuck? And now he's just the show aquarium screensaver. Well, I do like the fish. It's funny, Peabody. This part of the movie still feels like a vacation, says Melissa. It is. Think of it as a vacation and a romance movie. Right after Valentine's Day. A lot of people laugh at Bear. They say, oh, come on, man. It's not a romance movie. Of course it is. Of course it is. Paula here. Paula Chaplin. Martine Beswick. You might have seen her in From Russia with Love. She was one of the gypsy girls fighting it out. And he says, let's bring her back. A different character, obviously, but she did a great job. She did a great job in both of them. In both movies. So one of the few returning Bond girls. Wonder how much Bond gets paid to sleep with women and go on tropical vacations, asked B Money. Not enough. Not enough, I would say. I mean, it's kind of nice that he has a license to kill, really. It's hard work. Really, it's hard work, P Money. That's why you know he loves his job. And the ladies. It's a dude watching another dude. Because that's what you want to be on the beach, is in a suit and tie. There you go. Not hiding out very well, Felix. Not hiding out very well. We'll get to Felix here in just a second. I wonder if have some of my conch chowder is a euphemism. It could be. Have some of my conch chowder, he says. Yes, indeed. Melissa asked, did USAID pay for it? Probably. Well, they probably paid for Spectre, really. I mean, they probably built the yacht and everything. Set up the stealing of the nukes. Probably all of that. Probably that part. They definitely paid for. Mimo says, we went from being in the water, now we're by the pool, and next to the jacuzzi. Hey! And then the sprinkler as well. I like it. I like it a lot, man. Really like it a lot. I tell you, man, this is... he also gets to play cards, people. Most of you don't know that James Bond likes to play cards. Yes, he does. So he goes into the hotel here and, just drops a casual 500 pounds. No biggie. No biggie at all, man. It's all good. And then the slip and slide, says Melissa. There you go. I like it. He's getting all the fun. Sounds like a really fun time, honestly. Now, I don't know much about the old card game, the old Bonko card game here. But I do know that James Bond plays, and James Bond wins. That's really the kind of two steps to it. Oh, snap. Take that, Largo. The specter of defeat, he said. The specter of defeat. Ha! Second martini down, people. Good stuff. P-Money, that's a gosh darn good martini, man. I tell you, James Bond, he wins at cards. I would never want to play against James Bond, that's for sure. I don't know how he does it. He's got that good hand, man. Definitely got the good hands. For sure. I want to thank everybody if you're just now joining us here. What are we, about 9 o'clock? We are watching James Bond's Thunderball, 1965. hanging out in the casino, winning all sorts of money against Largo. Largo stole a nuclear weapon, 2 of them actually. James Bond's got to find it out. In a romance movie. People don't often think that Thunderball is a romance movie, but it's gonna be here to change your minds, people. Gotta change your minds. Don Perignon, 55. Man, that can't be cheap. Can't be cheap at all. P-Money says, yeah, I actually wish he would play cards more often in his movies. The scenes are always so short. Well, he wins, and then he picks up the girl. So, really, I mean, do you really want to hang around that? No, listen. He goes, he wins, he picks up the girl. Does James Bond ever stop looking smug? It's like a shark in the water. He never stops. Never stops, people. I like the story set up here. You know, they're going through a lot of exposition, just them dancing and talking. So, I like it. And it's a romance movie, people. Definitely a romance movie. Good to have you here after Valentine's Day, people. Thank you so much. So he's doing all the spy stuff here. He's trying to figure out all this information, but you know, they're also in love as well, people. So, you know, he's gotta steal the girl away from the, you know, the fella that has the nuclear bombs that are gonna destroy the world. You know, it's a classic love story. Classic love story. Ah, Palmyra. We'll talk about that in just a minute. I sure hope he isn't so smug when he's getting in bed with a lady, says P-Money. Well, I don't know. You'd kind of hope maybe a little bit, you know. Hey, I won the cards. I may have saved the day. I mean, yeah, he gets a little. That's fine. It's fine. I'll allow it. We'll allow it, people, if he can be just a little bit smug with the ladies. Felix, look at them, all dressed up, man, looking good. Looking real good there, Felix. All right. Oops. Hold on. Do the thing with the thing. Sorry, people. Some of these might be a little bit behind or ahead, so I do apologize. The best that Bear can do. He got struck the last time. We're still here this time, though. So thank you. Thank you all for showing up with Bear here. If you like what you're seeing, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. Yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. If you're watching on the archive, thank you as well. Appreciate it. For someone who falls in love so often, he moves on very quickly, says P-Money, when the girl dies. Well, it's been 2 days' time to find another lady. Well, they don't have to die all the time. I mean, look at the nurse. I mean, he's like another time, another place, you know? The old classic hiding the tape recorder in the book. Classic spycraft technique. Classic spycraft. And of course, having a gun underneath the table with the silencer. I mean, you know, when you're traveling overseas, make sure you have a pistol with a silencer that you can put underneath the table, just in case. You know, in case somebody, you know, hides in your shower, for example. Happens more often than you think. There's Felix. That would be Rick Van Nutter. taking over. Of course, you can't really beat Jack Lloyd. But he did a good job. They always pick the new Felix every movie. I always thought that was pretty funny. Smack! Take that! Take that. But you just said 007 in front of the guy that you just... Ah, for crying out loud. We don't want to let this guy know that I'm 007. But hey, don't tell everybody that I'm 007. I gotta keep this all on the down low here. Don't throw the little fish back. You gotta keep all the fish, man. You gotta keep all the fish. A yacht. Gotta go to the yacht. Gotta go to the yacht. P-Mike says, if someone is watching this on the archive, can you tell us in the chat what are the winning lottery numbers for tonight? I don't think that's how it works, P-Money. And I think it's the other way around. That's all right. Gently. I mean, who among us doesn't have, you know, a bunch of sharks in our pool just kind of hanging out? Smack! Oh, that was a backhanded slap, Largo. That's gonna be really hot if you're wearing all black in the Bahamas. I mean, I know you're a hired goon, but still, that's gonna be pretty tough. Gonna be pretty tough there. That'd be sharks, the bears of the sea. Bears of the sea, people. Pender. Oh, Pender. All right, right on, Pender. Oops, did I? Ah, for crying out loud. Gosh dang it. Some are behind, some are ahead. What can I tell you, people? No, I'm not 007. I'm 003, says P-Money. There you go. Just in case. Just in case they heard. Well, they did throw him to the sharks, so, well, I don't think he's going to be telling too many tales. Not too many tales. Ah, Q. Good old Desmond Llewellyn here. Classic James Bond fixture. Coming out to the field to help out James Bond. You know, you'd figure that he would want to help out the other double O's. You know, maybe the guy that they sent to Canada or something. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe he wanted to come to the Bahamas as well. I mean, you really don't want to think about it, but maybe Q has a lady here in the Bahamas. Maybe he's trying to get some romance as well. You never know. Not often Q has the chance to leave the lab. This must be the most exciting experience he's had. I tell you, that is a great shirt that he's wearing. I like it. I like the shirt. I like the rapport back and forth. They started this in Goldfinger. It was supposed to be kind of like office rivals almost. So I like the back and forth. It's funny. Convenient pocket size. Harmless radioactive device. Not gonna hurt. Swallow it. You swallow radioactive device. Not a problem. Not a problem. The little breathing apparatus, they actually, like the British thought that it was actually real. They went to the producers of the movie trying to get it. They're like, wait a minute, hey, we need to get that piece of it. It's like, no, it's a prop. It doesn't really work. They literally thought it was an actual underwater breathing device. Not so much. Not so much. Carrots. The old Home Secretary. Peanut, did we ever figure out what the hell a Home Secretary is? I'm assuming a secretary that works from home, but I don't know. The Army colonel or general that you see there off to the right, he was actually an American. He was a American Air Force fella. He ended up helping them, get rocket fuel and, some of the other military stuff that they were able to use in the movie. So, I did pretty good. So they gave him a little bit part in the movie. That was pretty funny. They ended up using all the rocket fuel later on, you'll see, in the big explosion. And the explosion was so big that they hardly ever caught it. It just blew up so fast that they figured, oh, where did it go? And then all the pieces started raining down on them. Like, run! They did end up winning the Oscar for the movie, though, for a special effects. So you're also watching an Academy Award-winning movie. I mean, it's no Emilia Perez, but pretty gosh darn good for 1965. That's what you want to wear at night, is a bright white scuba tank. Nobody will be able to see you. Look out, James. Why didn't you do that before? I guess they were saving electricity. They didn't want to turn on the lights. But do you have like a guy just swimming around there at night kind of protecting it? Like, we need our water guard. Get in the water. Taking off the mask. Gets them every time, people. Gets them every time. It's nice that they have TV underwater, too. I mean, that can't be cheap. Put your CCTV camera on your boat back in 1965. God, that guy throws like Barack Obama. Ay, ay, ay. Because that's what you want to do late at night, is throw grenades into the harbor. Come on, dude, throw like a man. Oh, for crying out loud. I mean, they got all these henchmen, and they find the one guy that got, twinkle toes out here. Come on, what's going on, man? You got to throw that grenade with authority, not just like, let me get rid of this grenade, guys. Oh my gosh. It's going to explode. Good thing he's got this catamaran to hide behind. Otherwise, he'd be in deep doo-doo. They got him. They ran him over in the boat. Oh, thank God. Yep. Hey, we got a scuba tank and some goggles, so we must have gotten him. He's dead. Deader than dead. Like super dead, people. Super dead. Yeah, let's just give up. No worries. Like, what's the worst that could happen, honestly? What's the worst that could happen? This would be Fiona pulling up. Pulling up to... Like, do you think that she, like, was following him the entire time and was waiting for him to get out and then is going to take him to the hotel here? Or was it just happenstance? You know, it's a love movie, so I'm going to say it was romantic happenstance, people. They were brought together, Fiona and Bond. Watch out, Domino. Watch out. There's a new girl in town. Well, new girl on the island, I should say. New girl on the island. All right, martini time. Pardon me, people. Bear has to make a martini here. It's stirred, but not shaken. I hope all the Bond fans can forgive Bear. There we go. Perfect. Well, what a coincidence. They're at the same hotel, too. It's like love, people. I'm telling you, this is a romantic movie. One of the most romantic movies around. Some men just don't like to be taken for a ride, people. Ain't that the truth, James? Ain't that the truth? Underwater hatch? Dang. That's hardcore, man. That's freaking hardcore. Oops. I got the... Hold on 1 second here, people. 1 second here. There we go. Bear's got it figured out. Don't worry. This is a professional show. I'm only 2 martinis in. I mean, after I get done with this one. Then you got to watch out. The ship is called the Disco Valente. Disco Valente. So bonus points if you know what that means. If you know what that means, put it into the chat. We'll see if you're correct. You're right, James. We haven't. We haven't got much time. Big Ben's already rang. The Home Secretary's out there trying to give diamonds. Whoever just calls and leaves a message. Palmyra. Palmyra, it's actually still there. The home is still there. Survived all the hurricanes from 1965 onwards. Oh, snap. You tell him, Fiona. You tell him, Fiona. You go, girl. So she's got more pull, so to speak, than number 2, Inspector. She's like, I know what's going on. We're not going to kill him just yet. It's all part of the plan. All part of the plan. Sharks, no less. They're the bears of the sea. Bears of the sea. Because, you know, who doesn't keep sharks, you know, at their house? I mean, why not? Keep them in the pool, you know, walk around. I don't know. What do you feed sharks? I suppose people. He got beat by a woman shooter. That's true, Peabody. He did. Well, in fairness, Largo just has one eye, so, you know. I mean, he kind of has a little bit of a handicap there. But yeah, Palmyra is still there. The house is still there. Changed a couple hands, but it's still there. Indeed. Mr. Bond. Instead of guard dogs, he has guard sharks, says P Money. That's true. Great line. Great line. Mr. Vargas. Look out, Vargas. He's pointing a gun at you. Rob Collins. Well, I'll have my martini. Why not? Vargas doesn't drink. Or smoke. Or make love. What the hell does he do? Other than play cards badly. Bond's not what you call a passionate man. As he looks at Domino. I love the back and forth between these two. They know what's up with each of them, but Largo can't kill Bond just yet. Even with a woman's gun. I love that. Doesn't even look, he just shoots and it gets. There you go. Oh, the sharks. Yeah, who doesn't collect big fish for marine institutes? I mean, who among us doesn't collect sharks? The most savage, the most dangerous, for science. For science. And not like, I have an evil lair here. He doesn't smoke or date, but he raises sharks. That Vargas, I tell you, man. He's got a lot on his plate, apparently. Did Domino just undress from a one piece into a bikini? Did I just see that correctly? I just caught that, people. I just caught that. Holy cow. Says, I gotta go change. Let me change out of this one piece into a bikini instead. Look out, ladies. They're both on a double date with Bond. That's got to be dangerous. Forget about Spectre. Ay. Be between Paula and Fiona. That's dangerous territory. Dangerous territory. Yeah, use the chloroform. Come on, man. What are you, hired goons? Come on. Freaking man. I tell you what, people. The old Junkaroo, people. The old Junkaroo. It's actually their version of Mardi Gras. So Bear's right. It was not. It was not a Christmas movie, but actually, it's a Valentine's Day movie. Close enough. The one time he actually has a martini. I'll drink to that. There we are. Good stuff. He set it up. Bond wants to see the woman fight for him. Well, like I said, what was her name? Martine Bestwick, who played Paula. She was one of the two gypsy girls that were fighting each other back in From Russia with Love. So that wouldn't be too far off. Wouldn't be too far off. All right, let me salute everybody out here. Let me bring up the old chat here. 1 second. There we are. Say hello to everybody here that we have. And salute, if Bear can do it correctly. Where's the thing? Where is the thing? Come on, bear. What am I trying to do here? What am I trying to do here? Where is it? 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 I wanted to salute everybody here. There we go. There we are. Got my martini here, saluting the old chat here. Thanks, everybody, watching along. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hope you are enjoying the movie so far, even if you don't have it. Hopefully you're figuring out what's going on in the meantime here. So there we are. Get back to it. And thanks to everybody in the chat for keeping Bear Old company here as well. Appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Ah, that's a good martini. P-Money, that's a great martini, if Bear says so. If Bear can say so. All right, let me get back to it here. Get back to it. We do actually have a movie to watch. Believe it or not. Yeah, you gotta be careful, Vargas. She took cyanide. Ay, ay, ay. The poster, rather, says to me they should have called the movie Four Women and a Bond. There you go. I told you it was a romance movie, P-Money. I told you. Good thing nobody heard him slamming that large metal door. What happened? I love how Largo, the guy with the one eye, is directing everybody during a nighttime shootout. Look over there. I can see him with my one eye. Damn, Largo, you got a good eye, man. God dang it, Bond. Secret agent and can't climb a roof without dropping his gun. It's nice that they have steps on the roof, though. It's pretty cool. So was the hired henchman just hanging out in the bushes the entire time? He's like, while everybody's running around, I'm just gonna sneak into this bush and hide. Wait for the last second here. Of course, instead of shooting them, they just close the, whatever you call these, the cover, I suppose, for the pool. Wait a minute, who has a tunnel hatch from their pool to the shark tank? Like, in what world would that be, you know, where would you use any of that, you know? Like, yes, I want to have a connecting tunnel between my pool and my shark tank. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? This is all practical effects. Sean Connery here. They did have a slight plexiglass that he was kind of behind. But when he's going through the tunnel here, he ends up running into one of the sharks. Scared the bejesus out of him, too. So he says, I don't want to do that ever again. The plexiglass was long, but it wasn't long enough for the tunnel. Wasn't long enough for the tunnel there. So the shark, it could circle back around and get him if he wanted. That one was a dead shark. They were just pulling him by a line. But the other sharks were alive. And chompable. So, you know. It'd be a sad day if James Bond got eaten by a shark. Tell him Paula's dead. All right, yeah, not a problem. Stiff upper lip. Spot of bother. Hair was tussed, but no biggie. You know, old Paula, not a problem. Ah, it's good martini. So we have Fiona in Paula's old room. What the heck is she doing here? Aren't you in the wrong room, Mr. Bond? Not from where I'm standing. Some great lines in this movie. Great lines, people. They don't make them like they used to. And gives her some shoes. Love it. Probably one of the best Bond villainesses, whatever. I think Fiona does just a terrific job in the movie. Feminine, but also aggressive at the same time. It's very good. Very good. I like it. The Junkanoo. She's biting his shoulder. That's a long parade. You know, he goes to the house, fights the sharks, comes back, makes love to a woman. I mean, that parade is a long parade, people. Holy cow. Really long parade. You gotta admire James Bond's stamina as well, too. I mean, he's almost killed by sharks. And then, has enough spare energy to, I don't know, hour-long love session there. Like I said, people, it's a romance movie. A lot of people didn't agree with Bear, but I'm sure you're coming around. Now. Look out, Bond! Vargas, that son of a bitch. Vargas don't have no time for lovemaking. That's for sure. Especially if he had to corral the sharks back into the shark tank. So this was an express contradiction to the previous movie. Pussy Galore. She was a femme fatale in that movie, but she got turned back to the good side by James Bond's libido, if you will. So Fiona was kind of a response to that. Kind of the first girl boss, although she's not a girl. She's all woman, believe me. But definitely a match. Definitely a match for James Bond, I thought. Really good. I thought she did an excellent job. The Junkanoo, people. The Junkanoo. I love all the classic cars, by the way. Dude's got a cell phone back in 1965. Holy cow. Come on, you man. Bomb o'clock, man, hurry. That was some flammable rum that he had. Holy cow. Flammable rum. I mean, it just ignited. I guess it was like 151 or something like that. They have the little flame guards on them now, but maybe not in 65. Maybe after they saw this movie, they says, we need to put a flame guard on there. So you don't burn yourself up. These guys were just on fire just a minute ago, but you know, the life of a goon, I suppose. This parade also paid for by USAID. And also the goons as well, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt they were paid as well. I love James Bond's great idea. Let me jump into this float. Nobody will see me. And look out this tiny window. Some of them, like I said, I think some of the movie is a little long. So like this sequence here, it could have tightened it up just a little bit. I thought it went on for just a little too long here, but otherwise pretty good. Better than 90% of the movies today. This is going to be a whole lot better than a fake Captain America movie. That's for sure. Here we go. So it's the Kiss Club. They named it after the Italian. There was an Italian movie critic that they had out there, or maybe it was the actual title of the James Bond, one of the first James Bond films. He was called Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. So they named the club here after that. The Kiss Club. That was pretty funny. What a great name, by the way. Mr. Kiss Bang Bang. This young lady coming up here just a second here. This would be Diane Hartford, also known as Diane Brown as well. She was the wife of the owner of Palmyra. So they allowed them to film at the home there, and she got a nice little part in the movie. And also one of the returning Bond girls many years later. She came back in the Casino Royale movie from a couple years back. She was one of the poker players at the table, playing against Daniel Craig. She didn't win, though. Once again, James Bond always wins whenever he's playing cards, but it was a nice callback. Nice callback there. Diane Hartford. Imagine somebody walking into the bathroom and seeing Bond with his foot in the sink. He'd be like, I'll wait outside till you're done. Peabody, you've never been to the Bahamas before. A foot in the sink is probably like the tamest thing that you'll ever see in the bathroom. This guy is with the rhythm and definitely not high on cocaine. Not at all. He's got the rhythm. Got the rhythm going. She's just dead. Ha 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 ha. Man, I tell you. You'd figure, like, wouldn't they shoot twice? Like, if they knew that they didn't kill him, wouldn't they, like, you know, okay, let's take another shot while we're here? Nah, let's let him go. We'll get him the next time. He escaped the sharks. He escaped the bullet here. Yeah, we'll let it slide. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. The hell is a home secretary? Crying out loud. I still have no idea what a home secretary is. Oops, where am I? Hold on 1 second here. Oh, let me do the thing with the thing. Here we are. Lovely poster here. Exactly 14 hours and 53 minutes, people. Shan't we? Before the bombs explode. Shan't we? Shan't we, says the Home Secretary. They were still trying to figure out what the hell his deal is. Like, who are you? And where is the Prime Minister? Hell, where's the Queen? Should this, like, get up to the Queen's level? Hey, Madam Queen, you know, we lost a couple bombs and now we're being held ransom. You'd figure that would go up a couple levels there, other than the Home Secretary. This is why Money Penny is still alive, says P Money. She never danced or slept with Bond. That we know of. That we know of, P Money. Maybe she got her lemon juice and yogurt after all. You never know. Closer look at what? The sharks. Oh, okay. Let's take her down. You found it? Really? That quick? Okay. He's like, forget spy satellites. Forget all these fancy aviation assets that we have. I've got a bucket. I got a bucket and I found the Vulcan, man. Wait, what? Wait, they're going to shoot the shark. And the other sharks are going to, what, they think they're like cannibals? Listen, man, sharks ain't like that. They're the bears of the sea. And we don't eat each other. That's just crazy talk. It's not like Joe Biden's uncle. You know, we find the first white guy to, you know, fall into the water after all. Crying out loud. Yeah, let's just shoot the shark. And then the other sharks will eat that shark because they love the taste of shark? I'm not sure I follow there, Felix. Not sure I follow along at all, man. That sounds pretty janky to old Bear here. Really janky, honestly. I mean, can you imagine cannibal sharks? Cannibal sharks? Like, why didn't they eat each other in the shark tank that they have? I don't think Felix is a biologist, is what I'm saying. I think he's got a couple things off on shark biology. So James Bond's at the Vulcan, trying to find out where the bombs are. He found Duvall. That's gangster. He took his necklace and his watch, yo. That's gangster. He's like, you're not gonna be needing this anymore. By the way, that's the second time that dead guy's watch and jewelry have been stolen. I mean, the imposter took it, and then Bond took it from the imposter. Those things get around, I'm telling you. Yeah, the shark would be angry, Peabody. You shot my friend. You would figure, wouldn't you? You'd definitely figure that. He's gonna go ask the girl, Felix. What do you think, man? He's James freaking Bond. And this is a romance movie, after all. What do you think? Yeah, I'm gonna go ask Largo. Get out of here. Felix, I got questions on you, Felix. Shooting sharks? And now you gotta go talk to Largo? Come on, man. That ain't right. That ain't right at all, man. Come on, Felix. Get with the program. All right, Peabody, age-old question here in this scene. Did they do it in underwater? Is that what's going on here? There's a deleted scene where they were going to have the have her top kind of float up there. They took that out. They thought it was too suggestive. They said, let's go behind this coral reef and have a bunch of air bubbles go past. I'm thinking they did it underwater, man. Which there's whole lot of logistical things going on there, but you know, he is James Bond after all. God, this is the second time that he saved this girl's life. Domino would have been dead like a long time ago if James Bond was around. That's why it's a romantic movie, people. A lot of people don't believe Bear. Thunderball is not a romance movie, Bear. Yes, it is. And James Bond is apparently into feet as well. So, to all our feet lovers out there, welcome. Welcome to James Bond Thunderball. The watch along. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe as well, people. We want to get all of the feet lover subscribers out there that we can. So that's why he took the watch. I see now. Fun fact, and you might not know this. Bear's going to shock a lot of people, but Sean Connery started losing his hair right before this movie happened. So this was actually a toupee that he was wearing, which is pretty good for a movie that takes place 90% in the water. It looks like a really good toupee. So he had more than one secret, people, including loss of hair. Shocking, I know. But love conquers all, including hair loss. Yeah, you're going to need to do all the dirty work for me. Could be very dangerous. But, you know, you're my only lead. And we just banged underwater, so, you know, your time really is limited. Now, when Q gave him the camera, it was just like just a regular camera that, shot at night. Now it is a Geiger counter, apparently. Oh, take that, Vargas! You ain't gonna be corralling sharks no more. He said, you got the point. Ha ha! Great pun. Great puns all around. James Bond shoots a shark. Doc Savage just wrestles sharks, says Amy. All sorts of good stuff happening. All sorts of good stuff happening in this movie. Where do the steps lead to? I thought it was always funny that James Bond in this shot has no shoes, but in the next shot he does have shoes. Like, where did the shoes come from? Like, see, there he's got his shoes on. Like, wait a minute, where did he put the shoes? Where? Do we even want to know where he put the shoes? I don't know. I know, people. Continuity errors. I have fun with it. After 3 martinis, I should. I should have another martini, honestly. I should have another martini. This is getting close to martini time. Dun 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 dun. Oops. Oh, let me go. Let me do this. Let me do this and grab my final martini, people. Ah, so good, people. So good. If you're not watching a James Bond movie and having a martini, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can help you out or not here. Oh, here we go. Let me do the thing. There we go. Nope, not that. Nope, not that one. There we go. You know, you got to hand it to Largo swimming around at night, you know, with an eye patch. I mean, that takes skill, people. That definitely takes skill. Apparently, they didn't notice James Bond at all. That's all right. That's how he does it. That's how he does it, people. All right. Oh, I gotta cheer you good, people. Hold on 1 second here. Thing with the thing. 1 second. Let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Thing with the thing here. There we go. All right, people. Final martini of the night, people. So cheers. Cheers to all you. I got my olive in there. Garlic stuffed olive. Delicious stuff, people. All right, where are we? There we are. Disco Volante's leaving. What the hell? Why didn't you tell us this before? Why the hell didn't you tell us this before? This is important information. Which, by the way, people, if you want to put it in the chat, Disco Volante, if you know what that means, drop it in the chat. Let's see if you have any good knowledge out there. Beer's got some knowledge. Well, it's getting a little bit watered down, people. A little bit watered down of a martini, but that's all right. Do I have any left in there? Yeah, a little bit. I think it's mostly water, though. As the evening goes on, the martinis get watered down, apparently. Keep that nice and cold. Keep that nice and cold, people. So they have an underwater layer to keep the bombs in. Which is pretty smart, I would say. I mean, if you don't want to keep it on the boat there, but... You know, you're just gonna leave the bombs just kind of hanging out somewhere? I guess so, maybe. Careful. You want to be really careful with those nuclear weapons that you're pushing around underwater. Not sure that they're supposed to be underwater for that long, but okay, whatever. Largo's like, what? What? I see Bond over here with my one eye that I have. Holy cow. That Largo, he's got some good eyesight, that's for sure. Got some really good eyesight. You know, instead of rushing, you could all just, like, go over and stab James Bond. But they leave the one henchman behind, and it's like, yeah, we gotta get along with our work here. We've got a tight schedule. Oh no, James Bond! He's stuck in the underwater lair. Well, I guess that's it with James Bond. All right. Well, R.I.P. How's he gonna get out of this one? Dun 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 dun. Oops. Let me do the thing with the thing here, people. There we go. Domino, you're our only hope. Don't screw this up, whatever you do. The world hangs in the balance. And also love, people. Love also hangs in the balance. Let's not forget. It is a romance movie. Largo, oh, come on, man. You made her break the camera. Mr. Bond gave you this toy. Vargas is dead. You didn't know that beforehand? You should have known about Vargas, man. He never came back. I mean, that should have been your first question. Like, hey, wait a minute, where's Vargas at? Like, Vargas, you know, he doesn't, like... He's not out there sleeping with women or getting drunk. I mean, he just takes care of the sharks, and that's it. And, like, all of a sudden, Vargas disappears, and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever, Vargas. No biggie. No big deal. No big deal at all. Oh, thank God this underwater hidey hole that you had your nuclear weapons in. It's got an opening on the roof. Well, that's nice. Instead of like all the stuff that they went through, they could have just like picked it up with a helicopter. So the nuclear weapon guy, he's like, you know, I don't mind blowing up Miami. You know, no big deal. But there's a lady getting, tortured, I suppose. Maybe some really, 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 really aggressive lovemaking. And he's like, no, man, I can't take that. That's a step too far for me. Step too far for me. In fairness, Domino is pretty hot, so I gotta give him that. I do gotta give him that. Yeah, I heard you the first time, Felix. You know, you're just not helping here, Felix. You're just not helping at all, man. Come on. Good thing he had that radioactive pill, though. Would have been bad if he didn't. He didn't take that radioactive pill. That would have been bad. Coming up on 10 o'clock here, want to thank everybody for joining or sticking around with Bear. Watching the romantic movie Thunderball, James Bond's Thunderball, 1965. Enjoying the heck out of it, people. Enjoying this martini. I hope you have a martini as well. Checking out the last little bit, the last ending part here. James Bond's Thunderball. Thanks for stopping by. Like, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. You know the deal. So again, they had the underwater hatch that they had the bombs hidden in. But it just also happened to have, you know, a rocky outcropping that you could raise and lower through, and nobody thought anything about that. Okay. Sure. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. What the hell, man? Why not? What the heck? All right, people. Climatic battle here underwater. Holy cow, people. If you were in 1965, you saw this happening, you were like, holy cow, man. That's probably why it won the Academy Award for Best Special Effects. But this wasn't no special effect, man. This is all real. They actually had real people jumping out of an airplane. Real people fighting underwater. It was all real. It's real sharks. It's real everything, man. Except for the breathing apparatus that James Bond was using. But that's minor plot point. Minor plot point. Pretty cool, though. And really, I mean, a lot of this stuff you can kind of figure that it's influenced stuff today. I mean, you know, just the plot points of the movie here. Big climatic battle at the end. I mean, that's just about every Marvel movie, but better made. And you kind of wonder, like the underwater little carts that they have here. It kind of looks like the X-wing there from Star Wars. Just the sort of nose and color of it there. Kind of looks similar there. Pretty cool. Avatar as well, one of the biggest movies ever made. That was underwater, so a lot of influence here. And this was a huge scene that they had. Directing everybody. They didn't have, you know, radios underwater back then, so it was all hand signals and quite a lot to make sure that they were able to film all this stuff. Pretty interesting. Kind of a classic underwater battle that they had here. I don't know if it's really if it's ever been topped. You know, maybe Avatar or something like that. But other than that, it's the OG, man. It's the OG. Shut up, Felix. God. On you, everything looks good, James Bond. I told you it's a romance film. All right, there we go. Getting into the action, James Bond is this fancy scuba gear. They need to have the yellow dye that he has here just so people could tell James Bond. There was all these people fighting underwater. It's like, who's James Bond? Oh, that guy. The guy in the yellow. But look at this, man. Very cool. Imagine capturing all this back in 1965. Largo's got his eye on him, man. Got his one eye out. Come on, James. The old cut the cord there. Cut the air cord. I'm not sure how that thing worked though. You had to like bend over and turn a valve to make it shoot the spear gun. I'm not sure if that was very practical. They have the metal door fall on them. Thanks. Thanks a lot. They were holding me hostage. I don't know what they were going to do. Like, instead of shooting the guy, they could have just, I don't know. Like, nope, we're going to hold him hostage. It's a good thing that there was this wreck here as well. It's a good thing that he had something to hide in. Otherwise, it would have been, really bad news for James Bond. Takes out the little breathing apparatus that he has, that Q gave him. It's like, use this if you need to, James Bond. Well, he did. He did need to use it. He used all the gadgets, honestly. I'm not sure about this. Is this like an underwater grenade or something? Like, there's a giant explosion underneath water. How is James Bond not hurt? Like, wouldn't the concussive force, hurt him? I don't know. I mean, he got hurt by those grenades earlier, but this one, not so much. Look out, dude! James Bond has, two moves. He'll either take off your mask or he'll cut your airline. Ow! That guy just smashed a spear into that guy's face through his mask. He's like, I'm not taking off your mask. I'm going to smash it with my spear. Yoink! Takes off the mask. He's got 2 moves. That's pretty baller, though, going at each other with knives underneath the water. It's like, I'm going to stab you and drown you at the same time. That's pretty hardcore, people. That's some hardcore fighting. Octopus. E. Ow, right in the head, man. Ow. Oh, in his air tank. Oh, snap. Oh my god, the sharks! I mean, if you thought people were bad, wait till you get sharks involved. They're the bears of the sea. James Bond's just stabbing people, taking their masks. Blood is everywhere. Sharks are all around. Even Largo's a little scared. And the 2 guys stop fighting. They're like, okay, we need to join forces and take on the sharks. That's when nature takes over. And they're real sharks, too, people. Amy says sea bears. That's right. All right, I'm trying to figure out. I need to watch this for a second. Because, they escape with a bomb, and I'm trying to figure out where it goes. Okay, so they swim away. Let's see, they swim away. James Bond swims after them. Largo gets to the submarine there. With the knife, he's gonna take on James Bond with a knife. Largo's bad arse, man. Get him, James. Oh no, he turned the tables and took off James Bond's mask. Alright, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, they got the one bomb there. Largo takes off in the scooter. But they had 2 bombs on the submarine. So where did the other bomb go? Alright, I see the one. There should be another one over there. But it comes up and it only has 1 on there. Gosh dang it. I'm trying to figure this out, people. This is a very, very hard to deduce item here. That's for sure. Hard to deduce. That's right, Amy. That would be a mare bear, says A.L. for crying out loud. Oh, for crying out loud. All right, where are we? There we are. Here we are. The Disco Volante. That would be Italian for flying saucer, people. Flying saucer. You'll see why here in just a minute. Although, I gotta wonder, what the hell what's his plan here? What's his play? Okay, apparently he's got the bomb on the boat, okay? I don't know how he did that, but alright. But, like, what's the play? Like, everything went downhill once Vargas died. One might imagine Largo and Vargas were lovers, people. I told you this was a romance film. But it all went downhill. Vargas died. The whole plan went to crapola. Like, what's his plan now? Okay, I've got the bomb. I'm gonna, like, get away in the other half of the boat here. Which was an actual hydrofoil. They built the other part of the boat around it. It used to be like a ferry or something like that. They built the other part of the boat around it. Thank you, Ken Adams. But like, yeah, let's take on the U.S. Navy with this sea yacht. Half of a sea yacht. Amy says, I guess he could sell the bomb? Maybe. Who would he sell it to? Yeah, so he says, we still got 1 bomb aboard. And it's like, okay, well, what's your play? Like, what's your play, man? Like, did all of a sudden okay, here's my theory. Vargas died. Largo, bemoaning the loss of his lover, his gay lover, starts to go all suicidal, man. And he's going to set off the bomb. Although the nuclear science guy says, I disabled the bomb and it's not going to go off. But still, what's his play? I don't know, man. There you go. Slap him. That's what you got to do, James. Not the captain of the boat. The captain of the boat didn't do anything. The captain's not fighting. Nobody at the controls either. Amy says he got it on a pretty good sale, though. That's true. The best kind of sale. The 5-finger discount. He could turn a profit and not get sunk by the Navy. Yeah, but there's one small problem. And his name is James Bond. Look out, James! Largo's got the upper hand. Look out! Oh, 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 oh! Oh, there you go. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Domino. I told you, people, it's a love story. She wants to get rid of her old homosexual boyfriend and go with the new man in her life, James Bond. It's a love story, people. It's a love story. Right after Valentine's Day. Who's he? There's a third wheel. Come on, James. Jump. He's like never too late to learn how to swim. So this is the explosion. There's a whole bunch of rocket fuel that they put in there. And it blew up. And they didn't get to capture much of it because it like incinerated everything. All of a sudden, all this debris comes flying down on the camera crew. They're like, run! Nobody got hurt, but man, oh man. It was a big explosion is what I'm saying. A big explosion. Amy says that guy is evil, probably. He has an eye patch. Yeah, one would imagine. Or a pirate. And they lived happily ever after. They did. Watch this. Talk about, hey, I saved the day. Now I had an airplane drop us a life raft. And oh yeah, by the way, we're going to get picked up by that same aircraft and flown away. Again, Metal Gear Solid 5 with the Fulton. I'm telling you. You took a lot of ideas from James Bond here. It must have taken out the nuke, AB. I don't know. It went kaboom. And really, you know, you don't question large explosions. You just don't. There they go. Zoink. There they go. Hold on tight, James. Hold on tight. Don't let her go. Whatever you do, don't let her go. Whatever you do. Huzzah indeed, Amy. Huzzah indeed. And I want to thank all of you out here. I want to thank all of you watching our James Bond watch-along. It is a happy, that's right, Amy, a happy and romantic end to our story here. That's right, people. We had a great movie, a great time. I tell you, people, a great romantic movie right after Valentine's Day. James Bond Thunderball. Thunderball it is, people. I want to thank all of you out here. Let me bring all of you in here. Amy, Melissa, that would be P-Money as well. All of our Russian bots and lurkers. I hope all of you had a great time here with Bear. Just enjoying one of the great movies out there. It wasn't one of my favorite Sean Connery Bonds. It's kind of grown on Bear, especially since I've watched it. You know, I had to bring in some of the pictures. Gosh, how many pictures was it? I want to say it was like 700 pictures, something like that. So a number out there. If you weren't watching the movie, I hope you were able to follow along. Have fun with Bear. Enjoy it. I'm done, almost done with my martini. 1 second. Done with my martini. And just enjoying life out here, people. So once again, always enjoy doing these watch-alongs. We'll do the next one. The one that James Bond goes to Japan. What was the name of it? Hold on. What was the name of it? Let me find this. You Only Live Twice. You Only Live Twice. That will be the next one coming up. Then we only got one more remaining after that with the the Sean Connery James Bond series. So I hope all of you enjoyed out there. Amy sure did. I hope the rest of you did as well. But you know what, people? You know what? All this drinking of martinis. Amy says it's actually called James Bond Goes to Japan. It's true. Actually, you know what, Amy? Before I go, Thunderball, it opened actually in Japan. That was the original premiere, was in Tokyo. And it was the biggest movie for like the longest time in the Japanese market. So probably a lot of that had to do with, hey, let's make a James Bond movie in Japan. So that was the next one they end up doing. So yes, really, yes, it opened in Tokyo. Like I said, it ended up making worldwide over the course about $1 billion. Tokyo, it sold out week after week after week after week. The Japanese just loved it. It was a great movie for them. A great American movie as well. They kind of made it for the American market, so it did really well over here. One of the best all-time James Bond films until Skyfall. That was the one that Bear was trying to remember. Skyfall ended up making just a couple $100 million more than Thunderball did, but Thunderball had the prize for the longest time with the best or most money out of a James Bond film. So there you go. How neat indeed. You get all of the trivia here from Bear. Yes, indeed. But you know what, people? All this trivia has made Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, grrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr.